Welcome back to From the Chairman's Desk. Last week's program, if you notice, we had two young ladies with us. We have Danielle back with us today. And what I wanted to go back to, and it struck me as being kind of not odd, but puzzling. If you remember, we had Alexis was anxious to leave the land of Lumbee, bless her heart. She's going to be a movie star. I'm so proud of her. We have so many of our young people. Yes, they know they've got to leave to make a living, to fulfill their dreams. I also remember on last week's program, or this week's program, we had a gentleman named Ron who had left the land of Lumbee, went to Raleigh, made it, got a master's, doing well, but he decided to come back to the land of Lumbee. But what really struck me as being particularly interesting was Danielle here. Here's a young Lumbee, has basically been back and forth. Right. You know your people, you're no stranger to us. But she's never really lived in the land of Lumbee. Now, she's also wanting a career, all right? And she really wants to come back to her people.
Yes, sir.
And so we've got some of our young people want to leave, and now we see our young Lumbees that's living away from yours want to come back to the land of Lumbee. So that brought up an interesting question in my mind, Danielle. And let's talk a little bit. And the question is, I wonder why. And you had we already discussed this, and you had some interesting ideas about what is pulling you back to the land of Lumbee. Would you like to share some of those thoughts with us?
Absolutely. To begin with, I think it stems a lot from culture. And what I mean by that when I say culture, and I think it's the way that we were raised up when we were children, sitting around with our aunts and our uncles, our grandfathers and our grandmothers, talking about their way of life, seeing them in their everyday being. I think it's coming back. I had the opportunity, I think I told you once, where I was able to attend one of the culture classes, being around and watching those kids beat on the drum and sing their honor songs and knowing what that means. I've never had that opportunity. So I don't know what it means and it feels to be grounded in that. But seeing it, I was able to attend some homecomings when I was little and when I was in the area. And from then on, that's what's kept me. That's what being Lumbee is all about. That during that time, those things, who we are, where we come from, what we stand for. The churches, they're so different to me, and that's my opinion. The churches here, the embrace that you get, the people that are there, not to mention that they're all Lumbees, they're all American Indians. I mean, going down there, like I told you before, you have to explain who you are through a different route. Here, it's who are your people and where are you from, and then you're automatically, it's like you've known that person all your life. And that's an amazing feeling. I think it's the people, the churches, the culture. It's everything what we embody as Lumbee people that brings me back and I want to give back. I want to keep that going. And hearing the elders talk, I heard Mr. Ray Little Turtle tell me one time, it's up to the younger generation to keep that going. And it really is, because without the past, you don't have the future. And it's up to us to know about the past so we can keep that going on correctly. And then again, I mentioned to you instilling motivation and encouragement in those younger ones, in being recognized, because so often they're not recognized, or even the elders that don't feel like that they're being recognized anymore because they are older, but they don't understand that they are the cornerstone to the future. It's just bringing out those different things and who we are and keeping us going as a surviving tribe. That means the most to me.
Okay, Danielle, let me say this. Looking at from my generation, is that when I was coming up in the land of Lumbee, it's the only place I've ever been in my life, it was like we knew who we were, but the emphasis on our culture was kind of put to the side simply because our parents were just trying to survive. They were just trying to make a living. And now, since this government's been here, I've seen that, hey, there's a new awareness of our culture. And it makes my heart so warm to see our young people embracing who they are, because being a Lumbee, you have to, let's basically be honest, you have to live in two worlds.
You do.
You have to live in the white world and the red world.
You do.
Now, but we're always pulled back to the red world, which is more of a spiritual and more of a family connection.
Yes, sir.
And like you was mentioning on the last program, how many brothers, uncles, and aunts you had. You come from an extended family. So you know, mostly anywhere you go in the land of Lumbee, you're going to meet some of your cousins.
I sure am.
And there's got to be a difference in that feeling of, hey, I'm accepted no matter where I'm at. So I know somebody.
Exactly.
Then being, say in Florida, well, I really don't know all these people yet. I think they're my friends, but they're just not family.
Right.
Now, let me ask you this. Coming back to the land of Lumbee, has it made you more humble? If that, you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir. It has. Because it's the appreciative factor that makes you more humble. It's connecting that makes you more humble. Connecting in a sense, again, with who you are, where you come from, and what being Lumbee is all about. Because, I mean, I don't think it's any unknown fact that when you're younger, you really don't understand the depth of it and really grasp the meaning of the importance. But when you come back and you see through elders and the children and bridging that gap, it makes you more humble in the fact that you see that playing out in front of you and more appreciative and wanting to give back and continue that to keep going.
And let me just kind of say this and sum everything up. You know, when you're raised in the land of Lumbees, we take a lot of things for granted.
Yes.
Take a lot of things for granted that where you weren't really raised here, you was never made aware of. So when you come back and you discover these things, it's just a whole new experience for
It's
you.
a gift.
Yeah. And now, like Alexis going off to New York, bless her.
I'm so proud of her.
Guess what? No matter what she does in life,
She'll be
this will be home.
She will
No
always
matter
be
what
connected.
happens. I got uncles and aunts in Detroit. Been up there since the 40s and 50s. This is still home. In fact, I got a funny story. Some of my friends up in Baltimore. And I was drinking one night at the bar. Somebody says, let's go swimming. Let's go to the river swimming.
Right.
My friends, they get in their car and they drive the Lumber River from Baltimore. That's where they was talking about, let's go to the river, talking about the Lumber River.
Wow.
That's the connection our people, even though there's a 6.5 hour drive, they drove the Lumber River to go swimming. Because when you say river to them, they think of one river, the Lumbee River.
Right.
So, girl, I just want to thank you for I'm not saying rediscovering yourself, but having I reckon the passion and the love that you can say, hey, I want to go back. I just want to make a difference for my people. And it's through young people like you that I feel assured, and I hope everybody watching our program feel assured that, hey, when I say the state of the Lumbee tribe is in good hands, this is what we're talking about. I think now we're rediscovering who we really are, and we're appreciative of it. Now we're seeing our young people take a leading role, and it's time for our young people to take over, carry stool, like I said before, another level, a different height. Get us to the top of the mountain, because we tried so hard. Like we was talking about federal recognition, we tried so hard, and maybe I won't live to see it. I hope I do, but one day we're going to get it, and it might be you and young people like you that makes it come possible, that dream for us. So I just wanted to bring Danielle back and just say a few things about the love that our people, no matter where they're at, they have for the land of Lumbee. So with that, we'll be closing. We'll see you next week from the Chairman's Desk.